All right, hey guys, welcome to BP the Bible Perspective. And as you can see by my meme, I want to ask a question. Who do you believe, Dr. Fauci or Donald Trump? Now, before I get into it, please like and share this video and subscribe to BP the Bible Perspective. And as always, if you have a thought or comment, add it to the comment section below. All comments are welcome. In recent days, Donald Trump has been turning on some of his people. He's turned on William Barr, his Attorney General. He's turned on Dr. Fauci. And basically, because the reason why he is turning on them is because they won't do his bidding. Now, I'm going to leave Barr alone and do another probably video on him. But what is interesting about the Dr. Fauci. And of course, what amazes me the most about the whole Trump phenomenon is that despite the overwhelming failures in his management of the COVID-19, that he is still able to get in front of his people. To get in front of his people, his supporters, and just present an entirely different scenario. It is unbelievable to me. And I can't for the life understand why people just don't believe this. I have to just say I'm just dumbfounded by the overwhelming his supporters. The problem, of course, is that he is leading them down a dangerous path. He is leading them down. Even if you don't die from COVID-19, just ask, for example, Chris Christie, former governor of New Jersey, Trump advisor, the one who even prepped him for the last disastrous debate, who was at the Rose Garden, the super spreader at the White House, who himself, Chris Christie, contracted COVID-19. Donald Trump got infected, COVID-19. Chris Christie, unlike the average person, has access to the best medical care available, and he availed himself and he survived. But Chris Christie has said, you know what? It hit me like a freight train. He would never ever want to go through that experience again. There are other people who will tell you that they went through this. I'm thinking about a reporter who went through it last spring, right? And said she's still suffering effects of COVID-19. Donald Trump, to me, is a fool. He went through it. He contracted. And by the way, you saw how fast they flew him to Walter Reed. The White House itself is equipped with every possible scenario that he could use, that he wouldn't have to use. They could perform surgery at the White House, but yet they flew him, not drove him, flew him. They brought the helicopter, landed on the White House ground, and flew him as fast as they could. Whatever reason he has in his mind, that he thinks that if he showed weakness, show that he has it, even though people know he has it, that he has to protect his false image. Okay, I'm not even going to deal with that, but here's my point, people. And this is, I just cannot understand. So now he's turning on his people. The fact that he's went through it himself. The fact that he said that, hey, I've been through COVID-19, so I've been through the fire, yada, yada, yada. I know about it. But now he's misleading people. This is, I'm telling you, a dangerous person. I'm going to get to why I think he's doing it. But here you have the top leading infectious specialist. And if we compare Trump to him, who would you believe? See, I believe Dr. Fauci. I don't believe our president. He's a liar. But he's more than a liar. He's dangerous. His handling, and we know now that he knew about how bad COVID-19 could be. That it was 5 times worse than the flu. It was a deadly virus. It was airborne. That children can get it. Everything that we slowly came to know, he knew back in January. And he came before the public and said, "Oh, it's no big deal. We're handling it. We're managing it. It's going to go away magically. When the warm weather comes, it's going to disappear." 8 million people, 8 million cases later in the United States, 215,000 deaths later, American deaths. And he's still misleading the people. Despite the fact that the White House itself is a super spreader, where over 35 people contracted White House. His own wife is still experiencing symptoms. And he's still standing before the public, corralling people with no mask, no social distancing, corralling people. He's a dangerous man. I believe Dr. Fauci. By the way, you know that Dr. Fauci has not contracted COVID-19. Who would you believe? You know, Donald Trump himself once said in his criticism against John McCain, when people said he's a war hero, he says he's not a war hero. He says, "I prefer war heroes who don't get caught." Well, I prefer my president with wisdom, not to foolishly get infected with a potential deadly disease, especially when you didn't have to. If people support and follow Donald Trump, they are potentially following themselves to heartache and even death. One of the reasons why I believe that Donald Trump is corralling people is because he's following other, to me, evil, sinister people that's pushing herd mentality, that herd immunity that is not even proven. They don't even know if it's going to work. And this idea of herd immunity is that you mix the people up, get the virus out here, that the virus would just kind of die out. That's not even. But the problem with that, how many people has to die for herd immunity to have to happen? And why do we have to go through herd immunity when we don't have to? See, I take as much precaution as I can, and I'm not saying I'm even perfect with it, but I take as much precaution because you know why? I don't want to be one of the herd. I don't want to even get the disease. I don't want it at all. I don't want to get it. So I take precautions. And I'm going to tell you right now that there are people who have gotten it, like Herman Cain died. Over 215 American lives who have died. That they didn't have to die. See, the point is, you don't have to die. And why, again, people are so willing to blindly follow the president in this area of COVID-19 is beyond me. I believe Dr. Fauci. I would gladly believe an infectious disease specialist over a fool who, even when he gets it, when he contracted, he still is like, "Oh, no big deal." Anyway, I just those are my thoughts, guys. Don't forget to like and share this video, and please subscribe to BP the Bible Perspective. And as always, if you have a thought or comment, add it to the comment section below. Till next time, I'll see you then.